For decades, Detroiters have struggled with the same issues year after year. Blight, abandoned houses, vacant lots, illegal dumping. All of them destroying the fabrics of our neighborhoods. And for too long, City Hall has failed to deliver solutions. Until now. Today, there is a new partnership between the mayor, city council, and the community. A new team of blight fighters. This is your Department of Neighborhoods. Carrying out the vision for the neighborhoods falls in the hands of a veteran with over 30 years' experience in city government. That person is Charlie Beckham. His knowledge of neighborhoods and city government has proven valuable to the residents of the city of Detroit.
Mike Duggan was running on his campaign. The main thrust of his campaign was that every neighborhood has a future. And what that meant is that the focus in his campaign and his administration, had he won, and of course he did that, would be to concentrate on the neighborhoods in the city of Detroit. So we created this Department of Neighborhoods whose primary focus is going to be to provide services at a higher level to the citizens in the neighborhoods of the city of Detroit. And so that's what we've done with this new department, and it's precedent setting what we're doing. We've taken every department in the city that provides those services to the neighborhoods and put them under one umbrella. He has made me the director of that department, and so our focus for the next 4 years will be to take a look at everything that's going on in the neighborhoods, whether that's blight related, any kind of services that are going on. And so I've kind of added to that phrase of every neighborhood has a future by saying every neighborhood has a future, and the future is now. And so we're going to really begin to step up the things that we do in the neighborhoods.
When you think of Detroit from back in the day, you think of the Motown sound, the auto industry, and the skyline that embraces people that live within its borders. Part of Detroit history and culture lies within District 1. From the 1950s to the 1980s, Detroit Northwest Side was a place you wanted to be on the weekend. For many lifelong Detroiters, from 8 Mile Road to 6 Mile Road, from Telegraph to Lasser, many flock to this area for different reasons. So how long you been living in this neighborhood?
24 years, a little over 24 years.
You like it?
Love it.
Why do you love it?
Take a look around. Beautiful homes, well-kept homes. People have take pride in their property. There's a very low crime area. In 24 years I've been here, I've only known of one break-in on this street.
Just one?
One.
In 24 years?
24 years.
Throughout those 24 years, Edith Johnson admits that she has seen the changes, some for the good, some for the worse. But recently, she's noticed something quite unexpected.
Community support has gone through the roof. When you put a police chief in, or you put personnel in place that show that they have a concern for the city, you will get community participation.
So I see a lot of the improvements have been done in your neighborhood. I see that you have a brand new light.
Yes, we have brand new lighting on this particular street and all the side streets. And once upon a time, it was pretty dark over in this area behind here. And one night I came through. Because of all the construction on 8 Mile, we have to come the back way. Right. And I turned the corner by the school down there, and it was lit up like Comerica Park. So that's always a great improvement. A lighted area makes for a safer area.
What made you stay in the city of Detroit so long?
It was home, as simple as that. And understanding that this city has a lot of potential. That's why so many people are moving back.
And that's exactly why Mayor Mike Duggan formed the Department of Neighborhoods, a department that concentrates solely on community redevelopment. District Manager Stephanie Young and Deputy Manager Reggie Davis were appointed to help tackle the #1 neighborhood killer in District 1.
One of the first things the mayor told us was he needed us to focus on blight reduction and elimination in neighborhoods. So as we're walking here down Losser, you can see this is a blighted area. We work with a number of the community groups to get homes like this boarded up, to make certain that structures like this are secure.
In order to fight blight, Deputy Manager Reggie Reg Davis believes that you have to start with the root of the problem.
A lot of it starts with the people themselves and changing the character of the way people are and the way that they think. We have the right person in place to lead that charge, and that is a man by the name of Mayor Mike Duggan. And I so gracefully accepted his appointment because I see what he does, and he's a man with a plan, with a vision. He believes in the people, and you know, to answer that question, he's ready to try to figure out the dynamics behind changing a person's mentality and the way that they think. Because when we can do that, then there's nobody will want to dump, illegally drive by a house and say, hey, I'm gonna kick this stuff out the back of my truck. It's 3 in the morning, nobody's looking, I have nowhere else to take it. You know, I don't care about this. And kick it out of there. You know what I'm saying? So there's ways that we can do that, especially with the right type of leadership. So I think we've made that. We've just started. We're on our way to some promising things.
Now you've pretty much been born and raised and grown up in the city of Detroit. When you look at a house like this and a house behind you, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel a couple ways. I'll just say one. I feel that we're at the bottom. We can't get no worse than we are right now. So there's no other way but up right now. And so again, I'll go back to the right type of leadership in a time like this. Detroit is a city that's talked about all over the world. If you go to China right now, somebody drops you off in Southeast Asia, anywhere, and you say Detroit, oh, really? So we want to go from Detroit being the top 5 on lists like most dangerous city, murder capital, kids killing kids. In the recent or past 5 to 10 years, we've been that. But now it's time for change. So when I see this, I say, okay, the change is here. Here we go. Let's go.
When we start scraping this here, we're going to start cleaning up all around the front here because we're going to cut this grass, we're going to cut these trees.
As co-founder of the Motor City Blight Busters, John George has been fighting blight in the city for more than 26 years. Needless to say, he welcomes the new partnership.
We're just thrilled that the mayor understands the real devil in blight, and the fact that it spreads like a cancer. If you don't nip it in the bud, it'll kill everything. Clean up a neighborhood and create ownership. That brings that pride back, and that is going to add up to Detroit's rebirth.
As if fighting blight wasn't noble enough, John George decided to invest in his community by opening a business in the old Redford area, the Motor City Java House.
It was a natural when we found that this building was available to work with the owner to come in and dust it out and put the Java House in place. It was actually Alicia George's idea for the coffee shop. It was Chaz Miller's idea for the art and the poetry and the music. So it was really a team effort where everybody saw a vision, and when the dust cleared, we had the Artist Village Detroit, home of the Motor City Java House.
North Rosedale Park has been a stable neighborhood in District 1 for a long time. Marcia Brune has lived here for more than 40 years.
When I first saw the neighborhood, I was really attracted by the winding streets and the park-like atmosphere with all the trees and the architectural individuality of the homes. But what I found was the real advantage of living here is the people. The people who are very committed to this neighborhood and love it as much as I do.
The Grandmont Rosedale community hosts an open house every year to attract new residents. Why? Because not even this area is immune to foreclosures.
We've been hit just like other parts of Detroit and the metropolitan area. We've had to reinstate our code enforcement committee to deal with some code enforcement issues, partly because of vacant homes. We have a vacant property task force that's very active, and it does work on identifying vacant houses and some cases boarding them, cutting the grass, picking up the trash. So those have been challenges.
But those challenges are not enough to make Marsha Broom leave this community.
I feel like my heart is in this neighborhood and in this city. And if I were to go and move to the suburbs somewhere, I mean, who would I be? You know?
Perhaps the strongest advocate for District 1 is Council Member James Tate. Growing up in this district makes him not only knowledgeable, but he also understands the needs of the district.
We're basically a family. We have a network of community associations and block clubs that work together. It's about 50 or so. And for so long, we've kind of been doing things independently, but now we're starting to build that synergy and working together. And I think that's what creates a strong community. So we have different neighborhoods, different associations, but one community, and that's District 1. You know, I think some of the challenges that District 1 faces right now, it is still a lot of change that's going on. And a lot of folks in this world right now, because Detroit is almost like a petri dish. You know, there's a lot of experiments going on. They're trying to tweak and see if this works here or works there. And I've often said that there's a lot of plans for the city, but we don't necessarily invite the community to give their input on those plans. And I think that's the most important thing, making sure that whatever plan or plans, plural, that are going to be implemented in the city, in the neighborhoods, in District 1 and the others, have major input from the community. Because if it's not, we've got to realize that these are the folks that are going to be living within those plans.
Nothing beats a good partnership. Councilmember Tate and the Department of Neighborhoods look to work together to help build a better future for Detroit.
I'm very pleased with the relationship that we've developed. You know, Stephanie, Reggie Reg, and I, we work, you know, closely together along with the rest of my team. We look at it from a concept of not trying to do separate things, you know, not trying to compete, because if we compete, it doesn't work. We all fail. But if we work collaboratively together, then we're able to build that, that team that can really continue to move this city forward. And if we're going to make and continue to make District 1 the place where families call home in Northwest Detroit, everybody has to put their hand in and lift up those sleeves and do the dirty work. And it's so cool to see how this area is changing. Before, it was kind of dark, people wouldn't come this way, and now to actually see people stopping. Every time you turn around, people waving and shaking hands. You know, it's bringing a whole different element than before.
We need to get that song. We need to get together, go to the big park, and say, "Family reunion."
Well, I'll let you sing. I'll let you do the singing. District 1 is the place where families call home in Northwest Detroit. That's just the beginning. We also are going to be the place where businesses call home.
Our Myers is coming to Detroit, yay!
And you name it, you're going to find it here in District 1.
Detroit Redford High School, home of the Huskies. As you know, this school had a major presence within District 1. But with all good things, they do come to an end. But this end, it marks a new beginning. As you see, we're standing on the football field that used to house the best athletes Detroit could offer. But a new beginning awaits. This is your new District 1. For more information about your City Council representative or your Department of Neighborhood District Manager, visit DetroitMI.gov.